Aloha dudes and dudettes from La Jolla, California. We're going to check out La Jolla Shores today, all the way from La Jolla Cove all the way to Scripps Pier, so we've got a lot of ground to cover. This is really a premier beach in the San Diego area. I asked people to send me some pictures and I'd post them on our next video, and guess what? My brother sent me some pictures of him, and this is at San Onofre, 2006, my brother Sam Kovacs. My email address is dronesurferdude@gmail.com. I put it down in the description box down below. Shoot me some pictures and we can share with everybody else from around the world where you're surfing. I need when, where, why, how, that kind of information. Okay, we're flying south, and we are at La Jolla Shores. It's here's a picture of the map. You can see the area we're going to cover. We've done wind and sea quite extensively. When you look at the coastline, you can see it's if you're up above real high, it looks like the letter J, and there's the bottom straight ahead to the right. Okay, we're going to fly all the way over to La Jolla Cove, which is a little over a mile away from where I'm starting off. The red tile roof area, all those at the waterline, that is La Jolla Beach and Tennis. Great place to stay. Then you have just north of that the grass area, and then we have the parking lot with the lifeguard tower and another grassy area where I launch from. And then as we're scanning north, we're looking towards Scripps Pier. There it is up ahead, and Black's Beach beyond. There is also the Torrey Pines glider port up there, which is very cool. So now that was at 400 feet elevation. I just wanted to give you an idea of what we'll be covering. A lot of ground. We're dropping down to see if we can see any waves. Thank you, Chrysanthemum, for reminding me I need to give you guys some stats. The time was about 10 a.m. on Saturday morning, and the air temperature was 65, water temperatures 58. As you can see, everybody's got a wetsuit on. Wetsuits come in different, not only sizes, but in thicknesses. The 3-2 is the standard thickness for a wetsuit. The colder the water, the thicker the suit. You want a 4-3 for colder water. Waves are 2 feet. So if you're waiting for the surfing, keep waiting. Sorry, that was very rude. I'm waiting too. I'd love to be out here videoing guys dropping in, cranking it, spanking it, but you know what? This is what we got. So I thought I'd do this video. I've wanted to do the video of La Jolla Shores for a long time. I've been waiting for waves, and they're just almost non-existent. I've got some neat stuff to tell you too. You've probably never seen La Jolla like this, even if you've lived in the area. Got some great footage of the caves and at the cove and that whole cliff area. We're going to check that out. Lots of surprises. This is the end of the pier at Scripps Institute of Oceanography, and it's a big deal. They're a good organization, and beyond, as you look to further north, you can see the beaches there, much more difficult to get to. So we're going to cruise back south. Something that you should note, the waves are 2 feet and there's hundreds of people in the water at 10 a.m. on Saturday morning. So that tells you a lot. This is a very desirable beach to come to. A lot of people show up, and the parking lot was almost full by 10 a.m. And this is March 16th. You know, It's like it's not in the middle of summer. Heading south. Once you see how many people are in the water, I would guess at least 200 people, and I'm talking about just the surfers. We'll get to a certain point, and then it's a swimming area only. Okay? I don't know how strict they are on that during the winter months, but during the summer they've got flags up denoting the division between swimmers and surfers. The tide is low, but as we're viewing this video, note how much beach there is, and note that at low tide there's a lot of beach, but at high tide not so much. When I say not so much, maybe 35-50 feet of beach at a good high tide. Now we're heading down. La Jolla Beach in Tennis is just to the left there, all that the clay tile roof. But something you're going to notice, there's people coming into the water wearing scuba gear. And this is the area where they actually train and they practice, and you can take lessons. And I'm not, please understand, I'm not endorsing anything. I'm just telling you this is how it is. All those guys out there walking on the beach, and women, if there are some women there, it's hard to tell. They're all going out to scuba dive. This is the name of the street that they're coming from, and there's shops along here. You can rent kayaks, you can rent stand-up surfboards, you can rent all sorts of stuff here, plus there's food. So keep that in mind. And if you come down here, you can go out and do some kayaking, and wait till you see the kayaking. But I want you to look at this park. This is the area where, this is sort of the scuba guys area, not the surfers. So all that equipment that's laid out there are for the people that are in the water. You're going to be surprised at how many scuba divers are out there, because we only saw a few, but we're going to see some more. Now I'm going to fly straight down the beach at the same, starting at the south, heading north, so you can see the grass area. Now you have the parking lot, which a lot of the rows are one way, so check out the signs, make sure when you're driving in there. And then you have the grass area on the north, where I launch from. It really is a beautiful park. And of course the houses. I keep looking for somebody getting a wave, and I'm referring to while I was there actually doing the videoing. And it's like, it's so difficult. I mean, I get a couple of people taking off, but there's just nothing there. Next swell coming in, and I encourage you to look at Surfline or some of the other sites, but it's next Wednesday, Thursday, and there's also a storm coming. So we're heading back down south, and there's the guys going out, but notice past them there's a whole nother group of people, and they're in kayaks. So how many kayaks are there? A lot. I mean, a lot. Dropping down a little bit lower so you can see the guys in the water. Learning how to get into the water properly. Water's very clear. This is a sand beach. As I mentioned in one of my previous videos, there are three types of bottoms. There's the reef, there's rocks, and there's sand. The sand is nice and gentle on your feet. The problem is this surf can change at the bottom. Large waves, the bottom can change. So that means a surf break that's good, let's say 1 week, it might not be good for a year after that. And we've had that experience where we gone to a place and it was just dynamite, and then you keep going back and it's just not the same because the bottom's changed. Now we're getting into the reef. We've lost the beach completely. At high tide, it goes right up to the edge of the cliff. I've lived in San Diego all my life and have never seen this particular view until I videoed it, because it's just not where we're at. We're always standing on the cliff looking out instead of looking back toward the cliff. So now I'm heading towards La Jolla Cove. You'll see a number of kayaks on the, well, I centered the screen, so they're about in the center of the screen down below. We'll get a closer look at those guys. Very popular to do this. Because of the J shape of the coastline here, the south swell doesn't happen. It misses this entire beach. It's got to be a west swell or a northwest swell. And if it's a big northwest swell, do you see we're moving to the right? There's a little cove there. That's La Jolla Cove. And when the waves are really big out of the northwest during the winter, if there's a huge swell, this beach is getting it right here. It's really big. Just Google La Jolla Cove surf if you want to see some pictures of surfing at this beach. So there's the map, a little bit better close up. You can see the areas that we're covering. Had to go back and get some fresh batteries, and I thought I saw some guys getting some waves over here. So I thought I'd, ever the optimist, try it and go over there and see if I can see someone dropping in on a wave. It's really hard to do surf videos when the surf is 2 foot. But as many of you said in yesterday's video, because I asked the question, would you go out? And the answer is a resounding yes. Oh, something else that you need to know. I don't know that you'll find this anywhere in the guidebooks, but what's interesting is if you look at the area between La Jolla Beach and Tennis, which would be the extreme south, all the way to, that's a dudette right there, all the way to Scripps Pier, there's an interesting thing with the bottom of the ocean. When you start off in the south, the waves could be 18 inches tall at Beach and Tennis, but as you start moving north toward the pier here, it could be 6 foot surf at the pier, and it could be 18 inches at La Jolla Beach and Tennis. It gradually increases as you go north toward the pier, and then beyond, of course, is Black's Beach, where the waves are Bombora. I mean, gargantuous in situs. I am trying to figure out a way to get over there so I can launch my drone. It's flat now, but that's the area. We're going to head back to the cove. I'm going to put it in hyperdrive in a second. Get over there a little bit faster. Now we're heading out. I was going to take actually a shortcut, go directly over to the cove, but then I saw all these scuba divers. Look at there must be 50 of them in the water. Maybe not 50, 49. Huge group. So now we have the kayakers. You can see there are people still dragging kayaks into the water, and I think that this goes on all day long because people rent them. Most people don't own their own. They just rent it and then go out and play around a little bit. But it's all on that same street. That was Avenida de la Playa, where you can rent them. I put it in sports mode, which allows us to fly at about 45 miles an hour, but the only problem is the sensitivity of the sticks is quite a bit more, which if I, the videos is not perfectly smooth when I make my turns. That's the reason why. But as you can see, there's kayakers and they're all heading toward the same place. They all want to go over and check out the cliffs. And see, we get to do that without even getting in the water, even though it was a gorgeous day today. This is the furthest out I've flown, as far as you can see. Around the corner of that point that's on the right of the screen is the children's pool, which has been taken over by sea lions, and they've defecated in the pool and made it unusable for human beings, but saved the whales and all that stuff, right? Okay, now we're going to head back and we're going to go right by those cliffs down lower. I guess we're going to check these kayaks out more. Oh boy, who's driving this train, right? There are no trains in La Jolla. I'm sure there's at least 50 kayaks in the water in this entire area. Yeah, there's a point that I was mentioning. Now we'll swing around. Gorgeous day. There are some other breaks. There's a street called Princess Street, and occasionally it breaks down there. That was just the area that we're viewing the cliffs. The only way to get that is to park up at the top and to climb down the cliff, of course. It's amazing. You can see how the reef stops right here, and then where the sand beach starts. I really would like to video La Jolla Shores when there are some waves, so you can see how it breaks. It's really a good break. Surfed here 50 times, 100 times, I don't know how many times. It's a really nice break. Of course, I'd like to video any place that's breaking right now. We've had a drought of swells, or lack thereof. There's your kayakers on the beach. My friend Ken found a kayak on the beach at 15th Street in Del Mar one time. He even put an ad in the paper or one of the wherever to if you lost your kayak or forgot it on the beach, let me know. Nobody claimed it. Can you imagine going to the beach with a kayak and leaving the beach and, oh, I forgot it? Nice wide beach at low tide. We're going to try and see if there's anybody getting any waves here. Last try. There's nothing to write home about. That's about it. It's time to paddle in. I put it on autopilot to let it land. It actually comes in and lands by itself for those of you that have not seen this part of the videos before. And all this return home and land is all automatic, and if you watch it till the end, you'll see how precise this is. I take my own landing pad with me. I take it to Hawaii when I go to Hawaii also, because it's a good place for the drone to land and not in the grass or sand or dirt. And I'm going to turn the camera so it's looking straight down, and this is from 99 feet up, and this turns around, does all this by itself except for this next part. There you go. You see that landing pad? It's going to center itself and land right on that pad. Very cool. That's it for me. Stick a fork in me. I am really done. I'll catch you on the flipper. 5x5 in the pipe, over and dude out.